Welcome, everyone. I'm Alfred Lamont Weber, and it's a great privilege today to be with CEO Patty Greer of C60 EVO, ESS 60. Welcome, Patty. C60 EVO,
Thank you so much.
ESS 60. Welcome, Patty.
I hear an echo. I'm not sure
Yeah,
where that's coming from, but I hear an echo.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to
That's
say
somebody.
hello to everyone. Alfred's representing Canada, and I am representing the US as far as where we wake up and lay our heads down at night. So, I have found the reach of my company because of people like you doing constant shows, constant newsletters to so many people around the world that in the last week I just sent a letter to my crew and my partners, and I said this week we sold to Sweden, France, Belgium, Israel, Australia. Canada's normal. But the outreach is incredible of people that have heard about something this breakthrough. And it's kind of like CBD was 15 years ago. Do you remember when it first came out and everybody was going, oh, that's pot, stay away, scary. And, now it's CBD is like, thank God. But it's kind of like ivermectin. No, stay away. It's horse dewormer when it was actually a really good thing. So we're in this amazing whirlwind now of coming down out of this spin of so much. It's true, it's false. And I'm really simplifying my life to fewer things being important so that I can get them done every day. And all that leads up to what I do every day is C60 EVO. And that's why I'm representing this company. I'm one of the co-owners because this stuff works. And in times like this, when the world is so crazy and it's so hard to tell what's up, what's down, because they're saying left is right. And no, it went that way. It's, I'm not going. I'm looking around. I get phone calls. Oh, everybody's all losing it. It's like, do you need some Evo? So I'm grateful. I'm feeling very grateful, even though I look outside and it's like, keep my doors locked, keep my heart open. But we're in a very interesting silent war right now, and it is absolutely stunning. So, what about you? That's where my brain is at today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, before we get to me, I thought the words that you wrote were really significant, and the words that you wrote, you said, "I've been thinking about what is important to me and why I uh, promote and sell C60 EVO with intention." The craziness and confusion are over the top for humanity right now. C60 EVO really helps us to get mentally centered. And I wondered, I know it's another way of stating
Hmm.
what you just said, but I wondered if you could just elaborate maybe a little bit more on that.
Absolutely. Um, I watch so much congressional hearings. I watch constant. During the day, I work, I create some ads and some posts for social media, um, and then I watch some news. And news used to be all these different influencers with their perceptions of what's going on. But I also always watch the actual facts and evidence, which is what's going on in the Congress. But does it get out to become law? Does it come out to the public to become common? I can't believe the editing of two different worlds that we're living in right now. It's extremely well thought out, this bizarre silent war. And you know what I'm talking about, and I'm sure the audience If you are listening to us, you've been hearing us for years, and a lot of all the different people that are really focused on, hit the like button and subscribe. And, it's about the numbers and maybe making money. I don't know. I've never monetized any of these video channels because they're about communicating with the public. And now it's about promoting this incredible product. And you said, can I elaborate? Why I think it's so amazing is that it saved my life twice. And this is all I do pretty much. I have been through stuff that most people would find shocking and alarming. And it's because I used to be in a field of study that you were called ufology. And I toured with all the greats, and I did it at a time when the greats were alive and there were astronauts at the events and four-star generals. And you were doing it years before me, Alfred. I mean, you've been at it, you got some years on me, not that many, but we both had our time on stage. And knowing the people that are doing the speaking at all these events. And I lived through the change of ufology. When I was making movies that won a lot of awards, there's some of them behind me, next to that big amethyst. I was feeling so greatly honored. And then all of a sudden they started pop, 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 dying like really fast in a short period of time. And this was after 10 years of like amazing people talking about amazing events and designs for spacecraft that were re-engineered from not sure what, like where did you get the what? So it was fascinating, people. That was Ralph Ring. And so my life was super exciting until ufology was infiltrated. And it was infiltrated at the time by far more than I was aware of. Today, we know what's going on and where these tentacles have come from across the planet, from the other side. And God, they've gotten into everything. It's like a virus. And what we need to do is stay really clear mentally, stay really positive, have faith without letting go, because that's what's going to make all the difference is our energy. And I truly believe that we are a force of energy to be dealt with, good, bad, whatever. But if we choose to be really positive and to put positive data and feelings and suggestions out to the world where people can see their full potential, it's like, well, how can I do it? How can I make it happen? And someday soon, I'm going to talk about what I've been through the last few months. Right now, I'm not quite ready because it's been so heavy. Oh my God, you know what everybody's been going through. And everybody that I talk to has their heavy, they're really heavy. And that I can come out smiling and beaming is what's important. That you come out smiling and beaming is what's important. And again, I go to my go-to, C60 EVO. And this is the olive oil. And I'm going to talk about the products just for a second because I live on these three products every day. Like this is my go-to. I wake up in the morning, I make coffee with all these amazing things in it that are organic, but it's like the bullet, silver bullet coffee. And I use the MCT coconut oil from C60 EVO. And this is what a great way to start the day. The coffee, the cream, the honey, the cinnamon, the ghee or the butter, and the MCT. It just is this bowl of joy, and it starts my day. But the C60 EVO, it's got this ESS60 miracle molecule that just takes my day in this cruise cycle. And if I think about it or have something important to do, heavy focus, I'll do a shot of the olive oil, which I think is what you do every day, Alfred. And
Right.
you had amazing results from just taking the olive oil.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a way by taking the olive oil that you can do it for $75 a month, which I think is an entry level that is a supplement entry level that people can afford, and that is well worth, uh, you know, at that level of expense, it is well worth it. I know that in my case, I can give this medical testimony because we I know that you there in the U.S. talk about FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. Well, I'm talking from Canada here, and we have a very extensive public health system here, and my family physician, which is paid for by the public health system, told me that I have the hemoglobin of a 25-year-old man, and um, I'm a man that is 81 years young. So I'm 81 years young, and there's through me, the blood that is going through me every day is the blood of a 25-year-old. Okay? I am a 25-year-old. I am a 25-year-old, and I'm taking daily a teaspoon of
This one.
C60 EVO, and that's how I'm doing it. And you can do it for $75 a month. Now, could you tell the people that are watching this, because they're the people like me that exist on Social Security, or they exist through, by doing the jobs that they have to do, to get by. So tell them how they can do it, because we can do it at this time. You don't have to be a superstar to do all this stuff. So tell them how they can do it at $75 a month.
Or you can do it for even less the first time.
Yeah.
You use Alfred's code at checkout. But, I think before we say how much, but it's easy, just sign up for a monthly subscription and you can cancel at any time to get 20% off. So when you look at a 4-ounce bottle, which is the starter bottle you're going to want to try, or 8-ounce, if you're going to, want to try it hardcore and take a tablespoon, which I do, get an 8-ounce. But either way, you're going to take a spoonful every morning before noon, and you'll get your money's worth. We get comments and compliments about the efficacy and the potency and the purity of the product from people around the world on a regular basis. And the cost, as Alfred was saying, some people, the first thing they're like, oh, it's so expensive, but not if you get 20% off with a monthly subscription. And then if you use Alfred's code, which is EV for Evo, ALW, or Alfred W, looks like is the link to go to. Use the code EV, ALW, for 10% off. And I think it's $67.50 the first time. So, it's worth a try because you're worth it. And with what's coming, the shows that I'm willing to listen to that are perception are the people that are more honorably spiritual from nature, by nature, intuitive, rather than I've been studying and I've got all these degrees. It's like, yeah, that's nice. But I think that the things that I like listening to are the encouraging us to be positive and to know that if you are in a good place with yourself, if you're watching this show, you've done the work to be following what Alfred and I are talking about, which is, we're in 2024, this huge evolution of humanity's consciousness. And any day now, this big divide and bubble of true false one side is really going to collapse. And it's either going to be that maybe, excuse me,
Gesundheit.
was I being told, don't say it? Don't say anything political? Oh, that's funny. Okay, got it. Yeah, we got to be careful with politics, but who knows which belief system is right and which one is wrong. But one of them is in for a major shockorama real soon. And I think it's going to be so large and deep and big and full. It's going to be all the things that we've been studying and watching for the last 10 years, the people that are digging deep and the whistleblowers that are coming forward. And watching the congressional hearings in the last months, 6 months, probably 3 months, especially, you can really see what's going on in the world because it's all being exposed now. And 20 years ago, when I did a tour with Patricia Coteropolis and 103 light workers, spiritual people, those of us that really were focused on being here through this shift, we made a commitment to hold the torch and to be able to stay strong through all of this. So, frankly, if you're here today, which is golly, halfway through March, you are strong. You have survived 3.5 years of shocking disclaimers. And where you're seeing, I'm in a blue shirt, but they're yelling, it's red, damn it, it's red. And you just know because you're seeing it and you're feeling the color and you're saying, there's nothing red about that, but you're being told it is. It's a time that we are in right now where they're yelling something, or we're yelling something. And I think that when it all comes down, those of us that have found our peace and can hold our center and can stay grounded, we're going to get by, and we're going to get by more easily than maybe a lot of our neighbors that are going to come knocking at the door and say, what was it you were talking about? Because now I really want to know. And a lot of people are going to be asking, and a lot of people are going to be wearing the t-shirt that says, my pronouns are, I told you so. I mean, it's going to be a time where we all have to be really nice because it's going to really hurt when people learn the things that we've been watching for the last 10 years, people that have no idea what's been going on for 100 years of tremendous preparation for this extremely difficult time of a war that's killed more people than 9/11. This recent event with the everybody getting sick and then the thing in the arm, more people have died from that than I think any other war, did they say? Around the world. Yeah, it's mind-boggling. We are in the greatest war of all time right now, and my neighbors and half my family don't know it. So is it better to know and to be so fully caught up in the awareness of what's going on, or is it better to be completely oblivious and go shopping or, something really fun and frivolous? You got to pick your life right now. And I think as an elder, which we are, um, we're choosing to help humanity get through this heaping bump. And when you repeated what it was that I wrote to you, that I want to um, firmly and authentically say that I do this industry because I believe in the product. And I believe that it is going to be one of those things like CBD was many years ago, the pure fullerene of carbon 60. And at the pure level, it's called ESS 60. And we're the only lab that makes it. My partners have been doing it for 32 years. They're the only ones in the world that make pure ESS 60. And that is a carbon 60 made for humans and pets. And the difference is industrial grade C60, which is just called C60, we only sell for tires, inks, solar cells, photocells, and batteries, carbon 60. And my partners have been doing that for 30 years, 25, 30 years, nonstop, selling to research institutions around the world. There's no other lab doing that. And then when I got with them, because I started taking it, because I went through some really scary, life threatening events, it saved my life. And I was one of the few people in the field of UFOlogy that's still here. And it's this stuff. So, this big fat bottle is capsules, and that's for people that don't like the taste of oil, don't want to do it on a spoon, people that travel. You can keep it in your glove box, your briefcase, purse. But capsules are kind of a nice little addition. And we've got all these other products, which it's really a good idea to go take a peek at the website. But when I said I do it with the intention, my intention is to help people get through this. And I'm looking at all my friends like you, Alfred. You've written volumes of books and newsletters and support for humanity and other entities out beyond humanity. For 80 years, you've been a teacher, and it's absolutely amazing. And since I've known you, you and I have upped our game to taking the C60 EVO products. And you have been, I think, more prolific in your writing quantities than ever before. Is that true, or did you always put out this much?
No, no. I mean, I have been, just in the last few years, I have been writing 2 and 3 books a year, and I'm very cognizant. Uh, right now, I have, uh, if you count the ebooks and the paperbacks and the hardcovers, I've got 31 books at online at Amazon, and you can go there. And I'm starting. I've got 3 Substacks going. That's a new technology, and this interview is going to be out there on a Substack. It's going to be out there on a new Substack, and going to be going out there to many people. So this is something that many people will be able to see, and so I urge people to go. I'm putting the website here under uh, uh, under our video, c60evo.com/Alfred L. W. I'm not sure what's going on. I think because we're using StreamYard, and I didn't open this up in Chrome. I opened it up in Firefox. I know this is all IT stuff. It's not allowing me to open up the website.
I can
Uh,
see it.
and
Oh,
and
right.
that's just a techie thing. So in our future shows, we won't have that particular difficulty.
I can show
You know,
people the other
yeah,
products.
yeah. So maybe you want to go through showing
Just
people.
briefly, yeah, my other favorite go-to that I use morning and night is our advanced facial serum, and it's got 21 natural vegan ingredients that are just divine. It smells like a rosemary essence, and it's got a base of chia seed oil and really great improvements of skin. Comes in a beautiful slide-out box, and it makes a great gift. We have the 2-part facial serum also with a peptide. And it's just another option, 2 different facial serums. I use both at different times. Then we have a hair serum that's also 2-part with the peptides. And that's for anybody that in the last few years noticed a bunch of hair fallout for some reason. Um, Cured mine in 3 weeks, which was really impressive. So we have a dog product and a cat product. The dog product has the essence of bacon, and the cat product has the essence of salmon. And we've been told a lot of people, their pets just sit there waiting for them to put their drops on. And there's a scale on the website that tells you how many drops for how big your dog is or small the dog is. And we have gotten, I think, the most touching testimonials from pet people. John B. Wells said, "Thank you for giving us one more year with our dog." It was like a year ago, we thought we were going to have to put him to sleep because all these things. And he said all of a sudden he came back and we got another great year with him. That was our recent one that just really touched my heart. But, you know, when it comes to you or your parents or your pets, you're going to notice changes if changes do occur. And this is a product that won the Nobel Prize in the 90s in chemistry for its excellence in almost every application. Um, my science partner, Chris, usually explains that more carefully. But when we look at all the people that are selling C60 products, when you see C60, you have to be concerned, is it industrial grade? Do they know what they're doing? Is it the clean ESS 60? It's definitely worth looking into where the products come from. Is it a real lab? Because you're ingesting it, you're giving it to your pets. Our lab, being there 32 years, they know what they're doing. And I'm really proud to be a part of it because Chris, my partner, is constantly going to events, conferences, biohacking, anti-aging, you know, to grow that scientific technology part of the company more. I'm the female and designing like, okay, what's the next really cool product? And it's going to be out in the next month or two. Something new that we've come up with. And unlike other C60 companies, I'm told we do the 4-month trial in the lab where we have to test it for endurance and quality. And we go that extra mile. Every bottle that comes out of the lab, every batch is tested in an HPLC machine, high performance liquid chromatography. And that is to be sure that if it says 0.8 milligrams per milliliters, that's what you're going to get. So we have tested 22 other products for their percentage of C60 in their formulas. And the lab technicians' only response to me was woefully low across the board. And so we pride ourselves on knowing what we're doing, taking the time to do it right. But at a time like this, when humanity's going through such emotional changes, and I just see constant promotion of the number one medical need we're going to have moving forward is helping people deal with the reality of what we just lived through. Don't you think that's going to be amazing, Alfred?
Well, you know, uh, uh, I just want to say this. I've been doing a weekly program with a colleague of mine from Italy, Alberto Cogliani, who says that, 2024 is a difficult year, but starting in 2025 to 2029, we're going to be going into planetary ascension and moving up to fourth and fifth dimension. And that then we're going to, in 5 to 10 years, we're going to have more advanced than in the last 10,000 years. And so he's looking at things from a different perspective. And so my perspective in taking C60 is that it helps accelerate my own ascension. And so it helps me move daily between third density, fourth density, and fifth density, because we're on a planet that in which, you know, people here are here and entities are here in third density, fourth, and fifth. And so by taking it, and I'm speaking to the people who are listening to this who may have that kind of listening that, hey, this is necessary because we're in a multidimensional space right now, and the planet is moving through third, fourth, and fifth density, and superfoods that were brought to us miraculously through a Nobel Prize winning superfood like carbon 60, through a colleague of mine, that it was named after a colleague of mine, Buckminster Fuller, the fullerenes, the carbon 60 fullerenes, and we're all talking now on the World Good News Network that was co-founded by Bucky Fuller and Alfred Weber and others. So we're preparing for this time, and the way to help facilitate being in both third density, fourth density, and fifth density that can be happening on a daily basis, up and down, up and down, up and down. And so what you're feeling, is really all these density shifts. And so I'm languaging it differently now, that to make it a smoother ride as you go through these density shifts, because all the bumps that the system out there is feeling is the system going through density shifts. So you want to make sure that you're on the highest, smoothest density ride as the system itself is going through all the density shifts. Did you follow me on that one?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Well,
So
density,
that is what I think is really going on. Now, I say that being in Canada, that is beyond the reach of the FDA, because we're in Canada. And by the way, Canada is the second largest landmass in the world after Russia. So over to you.
Wow. Well, I don't think we've sold to Russia. I cannot remember, and I look at every receipt. I don't recall.
Yeah. We have to begin to do that. Several years ago, I was approached by some organizers of radio programs, and they asked me to be the radio host of a new radio program that would be a radio program. And the first guest on the radio program would be Vladimir Putin, the quote, president of Russia. And for certain reasons, that never came about. But in 1987, when Ronald Reagan and was president of the U.S., and we had a very advanced consciousness who was president of Russia, and I was a talk show host on WBAI in New York. Myself and my co-host on WBAI, with the cooperation of Gospel Radio in then Russia was called the Soviet Union, we did the first live radio program between the United States and Russia, the Soviet Union, in history, that was carried in the United States via the National Public Radio satellite, and it was carried in all 11 time zones of Russia, of the Soviet Union, by Gospel Radio, and we did that in 1987. So I've been there, done that. And I'm very happy now and glad that in 1996, uh, uh, with my colleague Buckminster Fuller, it was named after him, the fullerenes,
The buckyball.
the buckyballs. We now have a food that is allowing we humans to complete and to allow us to follow the ascension path of our planet Earth that is going on a daily basis up and down between third density, fourth density, and fifth density, because you don't get this information as you're watching the hearings. Now, I just want to observe this because you brought it up, that if you're watching the hearings, because I watch that on a daily basis, and you've got CNN, you've got MSNBC, and you've got Fox News, okay? And I've been on those channels myself. Do you know that all three of those channels broadcast out of one building that's called Rockefeller Center? So you've got all those views coming out of one building in one city called Rockefeller Center, different floors. So think about something called brainwashing or programming. That's why they call them programs. And it's all coming out of third density. And that's why I like to have a facilitative factor like ESS 60, C60 EVO that's facilitating me moving with Mother Earth through third density, through fourth density, and fifth density, up and down, because she's moving through third density, fourth density, and fifth density, as we're doing here, even as we're having this program. And one of our listeners, Frank, just showed a Canadian flag. So over to you.
Yay, Canada. Yay, America. I just want to say we're here to try and help people stay positive, to try and help you think higher thoughts. Our thoughts create our reality. So watch your thoughts and definitely create your reality with things that you can trust. I used to take all kinds of supplements in my little box Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now I just take a shot of this in my morning coffee, and I take a tablespoon of this halfway through the day if I've got something important to do and I want to be up. I keep it simple now, and I think that the reality is we all want to keep things simple now. You got to find what resonates with your system. This resonates with mine, and I am super grateful to be part of the company, but I do it because I believe in it. And all the influencers, people with shows that I work with, they only say, I sell your product because I believe in it. I use it. It makes a difference. Alfred's hair, I watched it grow, 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 grow. Now it goes below the screen. It's up to you if you want your hair, your skin to glow and grow. C60 EVO. Wow. All right. Well, let's say goodbye because the world is calling Alfred now. And check out the link again, C60 EVO, like evolution.com/Alfred LW, and use his code EVALW for 10% off at checkout. You'll be glad you did. Over and out.
Thank you. And I say C60 EVO helps me do wonders, be in wellness, and stay safe. Thank you.
Amen to that.
Okay.
Take care, everyone.